Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods Tend to the Sky. And today, I want to work on something very, very simple. We're not going to go full in-depth on this just yet, but I want to be able to do some simple crafting, auto-crafting. This is not going to be the primary focus of today's episode in the slightest, but I want to have the ability to get this done. So let's just kind of get this going here. ME pattern encoder. All right, we're just going to slap this on the side here. So this is going to allow for us to encode patterns, of course, which is going to be fantastic. But we don't have a pattern provider. Actually, we crafted up a couple of them on accident. So I also need a molecular assembler as well. So this is a very, very simple auto crafting setup. It's not going to be like end-all be-all, but it'll do what I need it to do because I want to make rice slime balls. This is a very tedious recipe because, of course, it requires water in the middle and a water bucket, but we have actually water in our system because I put a storage bus on a sink, and I actually didn't talk about this. I forgot. This is a very, very good way to get infinite water in and out of your AE2 system by using a sink and a storage bus. Also, quickly, MEIO port. If you have drawers that get full, or you have drawers that you just place that have an abundance of items, but you have some of those in your system already, tossing your storage cell. So if we actually take this, this has 42,000 items in it, and we have the set to move to output when work is done. So now we are down to 41,000. So I had somewhere between 1,000 and 800 items in that. I wasn't going to do the math. So rough estimate, about 1,000 items that were pulled out and thrown into drawers, which is awesome. So we've got the rice slime ball pattern, and we've got to make a rice dough pattern. So rice dough pattern, and then we can toss both of these guys in here. And then, oops, did not mean to do that. The rice is actually out here. It's one of these guys. This one here, the second one. So if we grow this here real quick. Oop, let me turn this to shapeless. Get us a little bit more of this. So how many can I craft of this? Oh, I forgot I also need that, don't I? Well, shucks. We need to grab crafting stuff. I always forget about this part because I'm so used to refined storage for some reason after all this time. Applied crafting. So we need a crafting unit to then make a crafting coprocessor and a whatever K we want to do. So let's grab a couple crafting units. And we're just going to smack these guys right here for right now, whenever we get these completed. So, crafting co. So we'll put that guy right there. And we just now need to make a 64K. So let me make a 64K. I'll be right back. Alright, 64K crafting. And that should allow for us to now get the slime rice ball things here. Can I actually do 16? Okay, I do not have enough rice for that. So 8 of these guys. So that should allow for us to craft up some more entity conveyors. We'll have to get some more rice, so I will harvest that up here in a second. But I'm actually revamping the mob spawner here. I'm adding these entity conveyors from mob grinding utils. I know I just crafted them, but I completely spaced on the name. These will allow for mobs to spawn on them, and when mobs spawn on them, they just get yeeted. And that's also going to lead to us allowing for mob spawners to be placed, so that way we can also produce new resources, which is wither skeleton skulls and bones and all of that fun stuff. So that is coming down the line. That's what I'm working on and why I wanted to quickly just do a very impromptu thing. Also, if we wanted to, we could actually get normal slime balls through another method, which I actually did kind of just completely miss whenever I first went through this, which is actually milk and water, or water and milk, because the milk is consumed. So if we wanted to do this, I could definitely get more slime balls that way, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to probably grow this. I just thought about that. We can grab some buckets. And we can go over here and just milk a cow. And that will be 6 slime blocks, and I think that should be plenty, and I'll get more if I need to. All right, so grabbing a redstone link from Create for a mob spawner, which we actually do have one because I went ahead in the Nether. You can find the blaze spawners. Broke one of those with a silk touch pickaxe I made. Of course, silk touch I got from the enchanter that we made last episode, and that is fantastic. So this spawner has been heavily modified. This spawner has the addition of spawn count, silent, redstone control, no AI, minimum spawn delay has been decreased, maximum entities has been increased, max spawn delay has been decreased, the ignore players has been added, ignore light. The ignore conditions I do not actually have, but this is one I would love to have in the future, but of course we don't have access to conduits right now. And then I've added 3 echo shards since we have those, and that is all I've done. So we should now be able to grab a lever and go all the way down here very, very slowly. And we should be able to just set this to toggle. I think we do need to actually set the transmission portion. We didn't do that yet, but that's fine. We'll go back up here. Okay. So this is... I'm trying to think. I think it's shift. How in the world are you climbing? Oh, you're climbing that pillar. I thought I didn't have a pillar there. Do I need to get rid of offhand? Okay. Get rid of offhand. This has been turned on again. The wither skeletons are coming down in droves. You can see. I also went ahead and I have upgraded. Oop! I did not know that that would actually break that. Let's turn this off for a second. So I did not know that would actually break the spike. That is my bad. This thing is not picking stuff up fast enough, so that is fantastic. I made netherite spikes. That's what I was trying to show before I accidentally just destroyed that spike. Yeah, we went from diamond to netherite. These are actually only 1 netherite ingot per. They're not a smithing template, so that's actually really handy too. But man, we just got a ton of stuff in here from that. I may only turn this on occasionally. Let's turn it on one more time here. I'm trying to get more wither bones, by the way. The skulls are a benefit because, of course, that'll lead to more bobbly heart canisters, which is what I'm trying to go for. But for right now, this is fantastic. Fantastic indeed. And then I'm hoping we have more creatures popping in whenever I move away from this. Hopefully. Okay, I got a stack. I'll turn it off for now, and I will let this run. And yeah, there should be no hiccups with the spiders anymore. They should all just kind of fall down because they'll spawn on that conveyor block, which I did actually drop down and make a flat platform rather than the waterways. And yeah, just made it taller so the wither skeletons have a place to spawn and not being on the roof. So, fantastic stuff. Indeed. Also, I made a powered construction stick. If you don't know how to do this, you do this. The battery template, block of copper, netherite stick, smithing template. I also could do the unbreakable, but I was actually kind of wanting to do this one. So I did it that way. All right, I'll be back. Okay, quickly. Since we changed this, Endermen are now spawning because of course the height's been increased. Adding these Ender inhibitors around this, because I actually had a couple of them pop around the base, and I was like, I'm not going to deal with that. So I've just put it to where we now have those inhibitors, so they will just fall down and die from the spikes because they cannot teleport away, which is fantastic. I'm currently working on getting the rest of the heart canisters. As you can see here, we actually have 10 red, 6 yellow, and of course the heart amulet, which is not expensive in the slightest. But that is fantastic. I also did just die because I was not paying attention to my screen. So this is actually the 5th or 6th death because I have actually fallen into the void several times. But yeah, actually, do I die when I jump into the void? I don't even know. I always panic and I end up just teleporting to the world spawn and dying. I don't think that's supposed to be what you do because I honestly don't think the void kills you. I'm pretty sure there's what is it called? There's a mod in here. Yeah, Forgiving Void, makes the void hate you a little less, and vice versa. Fall down and come back up top. So actually, I've been killing myself because I've been going to the main island, haven't I? Goodness gracious, that's terrible to know. But yeah, I died of withering. I wasn't paying attention close enough. I did get some wither roses, by the way. I just went ahead and did this because I did the market block. You can use diamonds to get spawn eggs, and I just grabbed a couple chickens. Might actually think about doing this thing. Might not be a bad option. I don't know what else we could use these for. I just decided, hey, this might not be a bad idea. So there may be something we could use them for in the future. It looks like ours got some stuff, but yeah, just wanted to let you guys know. Endermen are spawning. I died. I'll be back. Okay. I think we're prepared to go to the end. I actually got a bow out of one of the creatures I killed, so that was fantastic. I don't even know where I killed it, when I killed it. Maybe it was the Enderman? Maybe it wasn't? I don't remember at this point. But yeah, we have a bow, and I actually put a gem on it for 15% arrow damage, and then I went and got power and infinity. So apparently we have a mod in here that actually tells you if you have an arrow in your inventory with a color indicator, which of course, if you're colorblind, you know, it may change a little bit of the shade, you know, but not a whole lot. I don't know. It goes from red to green, so that's kind of interesting. So if you're red-green colorblind, yeah, that's not the best indicator. I kind of wish they maybe could like do a dash or something, you know, at the end, be like, hey, yes or no, like positive or minus, right? That might be something. But yeah, I was just like, that's actually really interesting. Just small little thing. All right, let's just go set this down by the Nether portal. I was kind of thinking of where to put this, and I think right here works fine. And we do have a waystone. I think, where did I do with it? It's right here. So let's actually set this up on the original island. Right here. Home island. No modifiers? There's modifiers? I don't even know what that is. Perfect. Home island. And let's go to the end. Okay. And fly to the center, I guess is kind of where we're looking. So this is completely normal, it looks like. What is this? Cinnabar, zinc. Okay, so we have some ores. But we just need to do a normal Ender Dragon fight. I don't think there's too much difference. Ooh, I should have grabbed some bottles. I guess we'll do that when we fight this guy again, because we will fight him, of course, a handful of times to allow for us to get the rest of the heart canisters. Which may not be a bad idea. See if I can... making this difficult, but that's okay. We got one more crystal. And then we just need to pulverize him. Them. Is Ender Dragon been like confirmed to be a female or a male? I would assume it's a female, but I don't actually remember. I mean, it's a dragon at this point. I feel like if it is a female, they need to like just have an April Fool's where they put like a tutu on her. That'd be hilarious in my opinion. I don't know why, but a dragon with a tutu just sounds hilarious. Where would the tutu go? Would it go around their belly or would it go around their bottom legs? What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Where would the tutu go on an Ender Dragon? Man, this bow does some damage. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really nice of a bow to have. Of course, since I put infinity on it, I can't put mending on it, so we have to be somewhat careful. There we go. It's the first time I think I've ever just like fully bowed down an Ender Dragon with a somewhat vanilla bow, right? So that's actually really nifty. Okay. And then where is that platform? I'm not even sure. We'll just place it here for right now. End island. Okay. And let's make sure we fly around and make sure we get all the stuff. And I think we actually could take out like 100 Endermen, by the way. And if we take out 100 Endermen, we get that bounty quest. So that may be something we want to do in the future. But for right now, let's grab the dragon egg. Ooh. Draconic bee kind of scared the crap out of me. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. Man, that is some nasty poison that I got from that bee. Alright, dragon egg. Tons of good stuff. Looks like, yeah, we have the dragon soul still in here, which is, I remember from all the mods 9. It may be completely different. Celestial manipulator. We also do have the ability to make dragon eggs using the extractor, which is probably something we'll probably set up sooner or later. Got the dragon egg hive, the arcane dragon egg, and this is part of the All the Mods star, by the way. That's what I was referencing with All the Mods 9. But yeah, we have actually access to normal ores, which is kind of intriguing. If we ever need some XP, that might be not be a bad option. What are these? These are silent gear. I don't see anything that's like actually useful for these. Interesting. Interesting. Platinum ore. Good stuff. Okay, so we do get a dragon head, dragon egg, and XP from that. So that is fantastic. We actually got a free dragon head. So what uses do we have for the dragon head? One of the uses is actually dragon's breath, which is fantastic. Of course, there's some odds and ends. The draconic end shelf. Most of these other ones require just a head in general. Besides, of course, the dragon soul here at the bottom. Overall, this also leads us to probably go explore the... Oh, where is one of these end portals here? Probably go find some end cities and just see. I don't think we need an elytra, in all honesty. And yes, I accidentally just opened up the grid to search for J. I don't know why I did that. What uses do we have? We have the boosted elytra from Orotech. We have HDPE, Wyvern Flight Module, the actual elytra upgrade for Just Dire Things, elytra templates, flight card. I wonder if the elytra blueprint is actually available. And we have the boosted Exo elytra, which needs the Exo jetpack, which requires the Exo chest plate, which requires some sort of reinforced thing. Did we have any other kind of like flight? I mean, I would assume this is probably kind of like the... Well, it looks like it's got air and stuff in it, so that's kind of interesting. Huh. So I don't see anything that like purely jumps out at me that is like, hey, this would give us flight. Flight thread, or we have the thread of gliding. Glide. We have like angel rings or anything? We do have the upgrade for flight from Just Dire Things. But I really don't want to just go for an armor set just because it has the ability to give us flight. I would love to look at something new. I guess that might not be possible, which is kind of not fun, but oh well. That may be our options after the jetpack. So I'm just going to go explore for some end cities here. Let's pop through here. Okay. And anything right off rip. It does not look like it. So let me explore, and I'll be back in a minute. So with the killing of the Ender Dragon, I did forget about this. We now have the ability to activate the very last tier of Apotheosis, which is the hardest tier because of all this. But we do get quite a lot more goodies. So that is fantastic. So I'm going to activate that while we're here. I'm currently just, clearing out the rest of this end city. We did have a dragon head and all that on the ship. Nothing too extreme. Most of these are really, really boring, in my opinion, to go through over and over again in every single series. I think I went through this portion, didn't I? I'll make sure before I leave here. I did not go through here. So we'll go through this chest here real quick. And I don't know if there's too many uses for shulker shells or anything in this pack. So we will look at that here in a little while. But here we go. and gonna open this one up. So we actually got a insatiable capacitor. Nothing too great here. But you can see all the stuff that I've been gathering. Not too bad. And I've been grabbing these ender chests because why not? Perfect. Okay. And I've already cleared this portion out. So I'm on to the next end city here, which I don't know where the next one is. So just gonna fly around. So actually, right as I was turning the camera off, I came across this. It's right next to the end city that we just left. End Highlands. It's like just a massive tree of glowstone. I'm gonna land here real quick. Gonna take up on some of this here. This is Blackstone. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Nothing too special, just odd. Okay. Okay, so we do just have like different generation in the end. Because I just came across this biome.nullscape.void_barrens, which I'm assuming the mod is called Nullscape. And this is a Crystal Peaks. That's the Void Barrens. Interesting. I don't really think we need amethyst. Ooh, actually, we do need this. I don't have to craft it. The sky is crying too for some reason. Look at all that. Some good stuff. I don't really care about the obsidian. But the crying obsidian is just a pain in the rear, so I'm going to grab some. Well, we can see it. Okay. Definitely interesting to see different generation, because we've kind of been only seeing the same few end terrain or end overhaul mods. I'm kind of interested. I don't know what Nullscape is. Let's actually just Nullscape transform the boring vanilla end into an alien dimension with the most surreal terrain imaginable, topped with a couple of new biomes to add to the experience whilst keeping the end desolate. Okay, so that glowstone tree and all of the blackstone, it doesn't look like it's adding anything like new blocks or anything. It's just adding directly to using existing, which is actually pretty cool. I do love when mods do that because you don't have to add a whole bunch of new stuff, right? You can genuinely just use vanilla blocks and it looks really cool. So I'm assuming that's why the terrain and everything did this over here, where it's like there you can see there's a line for some reason. It's very, very strange. Not 100% sure, but I think that's Nullscape maybe conflicting with something else, but nevertheless, pretty cool. All right, we're going to wrap this episode up here. This has been a blast. Of course, now we know there's different terrain generation. We have end cities. We have a handful of things that we can do with the extractor on the dragon head and dragon egg. And yeah, that has been fantastic. I've also been getting quite a bit of good stuff from the expanded mob farm. And yeah, this is fantastic. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.